And we're back. We've got our first main talking point of the day presented by Big Orange Concrete Pumping. For our talking point today, 247 put out their 2023 top college football coaches going into this season. We're going to break that down. So let's just start at number 25. I'll let you go first, Spur. Steve Sarkisian.
You know, he's at Texas. I think he's going to be a little bit unproven as a head coach. Done a great job as a coordinator, and we'll see what the future holds for him. I think 25 is a good starting spot for him.
It's Texas. I mean, he may do something this year, but when he comes to SEC next year, it's going to be a whole different ball game for him. So when he gets to SEC, then we'll see what he's made of.
Yeah.
That is a very good point of, holding off, just kind of seeing what he's got. I mean, I think he's a horrible person, but I don't know. I think you could possibly put him in the top 20. Especially if he takes off them dumb glasses that he likes to wear. But, he lost to Bama by 1. He got screwed, in my opinion. Saban got the treatment in full effect that day. But he dragged Oklahoma 49-0. He did lose to Oklahoma State, lost to Texas Tech, TCU, and Washington. But all of them was 7 points or less. I think Texas is going to be pretty good under him. Number 24, Shane Beamer.
Good old little USC.
USC juniors, Shane Beamer.
You know, as far as a coach goes, he's got potential. He's got potential to be a great coach if he can stay out of his own way. We all know what happened down there last year, and I'm still sore about it. But 24, I believe it's a little low for him. I think he should be in the upper teens, maybe.
Oh, wow. Corbin?
I don't believe so.
I don't either.
I actually think he should be with the one on this list removed. Put Jeff Traylor from UTSA in on this list. I'd probably put him top 20 because what he's done with Texas San Antonio is pretty amazing. He's got see here, 30-10 record with Texas San Antonio, back-to-back conference champions, back-to-back CUSA Coach of the Year. That's a team that's only been around since 2011.
Right.
You know, this year for Beamer is really a proving year for him. He's done the talking now. Let's see if he can actually walk in this SEC. If he can, then maybe we can discuss putting him higher.
Yeah, I think he's Butch Jones 2.0, and I hate this dumbass. Get him out of my top 25. I mean, he was on
his foot in his mouth.
He was on the hot seat all year until the last 2 games of the season. Lost to Mizzou. Lost to an Arkansas team that was just banged up. Barely squeezed by Kentucky without Will Levis. They're starting running back and pretty much their entire offensive line. Barely beat Vanderbilt. The worst Florida team in 20 years beat them 38-6. And they lost to one of the worst Notre Dame teams in years in the bowl game. So I'm take your Beamer ball and go to around.
Broke our hearts.
Yeah. Go around number 30 for me. Number 23, Mac Brown, North Carolina.
The ACC's looking for a dominant team again because I think Clemson's on the decline. So Mac Brown, North Carolina, they have a chance.
I feel like Mac Brown's just at the end of his career. Like, this is like it for him, and I don't have no confidence in him doing anything with North Carolina. I've heard this from North Carolina how many times. Remember that one year they started out ranked like 8th, 7th, 6th, something like that, and they had all their players get suspended, and then they fell out. And then they done it again, 5 years ago? Oh, we're top 10 ranked for North Carolina over here, and then same thing's going to happen. It don't matter. It's just North Carolina football is just never going to get to that point that they should be.
Are they the Kentucky of football at the ACC? You know, basketball school
They
be
very well could be. Yeah,
They are.
That's a pretty good comparison.
I'd say Duke, but Duke's just that's like Vanderbilt, you know.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think Mac Brown as a coach deserves it just a little bit better. But let's be honest, like you all, North Carolina has never been, relevant, or I don't know. They just have lack of resources for football, and I don't know. I mean, I think a top 20 spot would be fair for just Mac Brown as a coach, but
I'd say top 20 for coach, but I just feel like it's the end for him.
Yeah, it's the end. We're not talking about, him back in the day. So yeah, it's 2023.
I
So
would say his Texas run, damn good run.
Right.
Damn good run.
Yep. All right. Now we're going to go to number 22. We've got Dave Aranda, Baylor.
Baylor's the forgotten team in Texas. And they're always there. And they're always competing. So, we'll see what happens with them. I'm not very familiar with Dave Aranda myself, but we'll leave him right there at 22 for now.
I know what he looks like. I don't watch much Baylor football. What I have watched was some high-profile games last year.
It's a beautiful campus. I've been there.
Yeah.
Got a nice stadium. It's actually – I'm so surprised at how much of a crowd comes out to Baylor football games, honestly. Like, I would never have thought.
And the Dr. Pepper Museum's next door. Taught you something.
Dang. But I'd probably put him 20 to 25 myself.
Yeah, I think this is just about right for Dave. He's like shown flashes of being really good. Got to get that offense going. He's a defensive-minded coach, but got to improve. I mean, last year, what was they, like 6 and 7?
Yeah, it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, it wasn't very pretty. Number 21, we've got Mike Norvell, Florida State.
Let you go first, Corbin. Go ahead.
I ain't saw nothing out of him so far. I mean, it's hard to back up what Jimbo's done previous. And right now, Florida State's not the Florida State that I know. And how long's he been with Florida State? 3 years now? 2 years?
It's something. That sounds right somewhere. I don't know.
He's barely got a winning record, I know.
He's almost like the Derek Dooley of Florida State, coming in, after Philip Fulmer at Tennessee and trying to fill some big shoes. And, Florida State, just like North Carolina, has a chance to overtake Clemson in the ACC. Let's just see if it can happen.
Yeah, it's kind of the same with you all. I don't know. We'll just kind of leave him here, I guess, and see what's going on. But a lot of people, they've got Florida State being the hottest team, going into 2023. They've got a lot to prove. I think that first matchup with LSU is gonna tell a lot. Number 20, Mario Cristobal, Miami.
Future star coach.
Like him?
I like him. I like the hire. I think he's going to bring some energy to Miami. The Hurricanes may be back before we know it.
Shit. Miami's been trying to get back for 20 years now.
We've
been through that ourselves, I believe.
Well, the thing with Miami's done no improvement, though, whatsoever. I haven't never saw any improvement. I mean, they've always said they've been going to be good. And what they had, that golden chain that one time and all that going around.
They got pretty colors.
I don't give a damn about their colors. I don't hate Miami. I would like to see Miami succeed. I ain't got a problem with Miami.
It's good for college football, and a team like that's good.
It's
I think
my favorite Florida team, I believe.
They're just one of those teams I look at that's just always stuck in that same position, no matter what.
There's a lot of hype around Miami right now. He does recruit very well. But as of now, I mean, Mario don't belong in the top 20 for me, until the U stops talking and media stops talking and they start doing.
I don't think it's going to happen either.
That's why I say future star. He's not there yet, but he can get there.
He can get there with another team. Another team will say that.
You just don't like Miami, apparently.
Huh?
You just don't like Miami.
I don't have a problem with Miami. It's just I've watched football my whole life, and I know how Miami is. Miami was good back in like 2000, 2001,
I love their
2003.
back then.
Maybe The Rock could just drop the XFL and go coach at Miami. That's where he went to school. Played there.
Then they do something because they don't want to go play for The Rock. But he's going to run for president, go coach a team. He's going to do everything. He may be the next dictator of North Korea. I don't know.
Add it to his list. Number 19, Mike Gundy, Oklahoma State.
Oh, the mullet. The mullet. He was.
I miss the mullet, man.
He was almost in Knoxville. I'm a man.
40.
I'm
40.
I am 40, 41 now.
He's been there forever too.
He just can never get past Big Brother Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma's going to the SEC, so that may be out of his way. And You know, 19 seems about right for him. He's never been the man, but I like him. I've always liked him. I always liked his interviews, and his kids seem to play hard for him.
I ain't got a problem with you. I think he's a pretty good coach, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Oklahoma State's always pretty consistent, 8-9 wins a year, and they won many conference championships, but they've always competed. So he's always been there as a hell of a coach.
Yeah, rumors of him to Tennessee, you know, had me excited for a little bit. It was better than some of the other names that was mentioned.
Yeah, he. I think he kind of used us as a pivot to get more money.
Made a
Honestly,
little money.
Yeah.
I don't blame him a bit.
I was surprised kind of by this one. I mean, he's been in Oklahoma since 2005. 67.5% win rate. I think he's a great offensive coach. I think they finished in the top 10 in offense. I mean, a whole
They're a
lot.
high-scoring
A whole
team.
lot. But I like Gundy in the top 15 for me personally. Number 18, we've got Chris Kleiman. I believe that's how you say it.
Had a good year last year.
Kansas State, yep.
High expectations this year, so we'll see if he can remain in the top 20 next year.
I think he should be top 20.
Do you?
I'd put him on 15th because he's last year 10-4 with Kansas State. Before that year, they was 2-10, I think it was, something like that. Kansas State's not a football team. Like I used to, as a kid, look up like who's got the worst records in all of college football history. And it was like UTEP and like University of Idaho, and Kansas State was on the list. There's another like big surprise on the list. I forget who it was, but Kansas State back 2003. Remember that 2003 was it to Kansas State team that's so damn good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think he's going to get them back to that kind of
Bring 'em
level.
back.
I think, honestly, this year Kansas State can compete for a Big 12 championship.
Oh, wow.
I'll wait for a bigger school to come try to gobble him up.
I won't be surprised a bit if he went to another school.
Yeah, I agree with this ranking as well. I mean, last year he beat like 3 national ranked teams. He beat TCU last year in the Big 12 championship. He won 69 games in 5 years at North Dakota State. So, yeah, I agree with this as
Hey,
well.
how many championships did he win with North Dakota State?
I'm not sure on that one.
Because they've won a lot of FCS national championships the past 15 years.
Number 17, Coach DeBoer, Washington.
Is that Pac-12? Because I don't know a thing about Pac-12 football other than Utah was fun to watch last year and USC lost to Tulane. That's all I remember.
Corbin?
He's done good with them last year, 11-2. That's about all I can say. Washington's just always an up and down team. Don't know what they're going to do.
Yeah, he's too high for me personally. I think top 25 is fine, but he don't belong near the top 15. Weak schedule. Haven't proved anything, and like it's the Pac-12.
I already missed a Pirate.
Yeah. R.I.P. Pirate.
Yeah.
Number 16, Willie Fritz, Tulane.
Move him up.
Move him up.
Absolutely
Move
move
him
him up. He may have
Move him
been
on up.
he may have been in the candidate for Coach of the Year last year. Took Tulane all the way to the Cotton Bowl and embarrassed USC, which tickled me to death.
Went 12-2 last year with Tulane. I tell you what, he won't be at Tulane long.
I do agree with that. Yeah, I agree with this. I could agree that he should be ranked a little higher than this. I like it. He was up for National Coach of the Year. I don't know. Keep taking Tulane to the next level and keep moving on up, buddy. Number 15, Mark Stoops, Kentucky.
That's a tough one.
I would love to see what Mark Scoops could do at a different school. He's got a quarterback coming in.
100%. I agree with this ranking. Honestly, Stoops, like you just said, Stoops is better than Kentucky, and I think he's reached Kentucky's ceiling. As far as football goes.
When I numbered these, I put Stoops at 14.
14.
Which is just one above where they got him at now, and that's just because he's at Kentucky. What could he do at a bigger school?
Right, and I mean I don't have anything against Stoops. Like I said, he's done wonders for Kentucky. Number 13, Lane Kiffin.
Oh, you skipped one.
Oh, Probably because he's irrelevant. Number 14, Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M.
Costly.
$91 million. I had to put Stoops above Fisher just because of that. Yeah, very, very costly.
I think Jimbo's a good coach. I don't know. I hate to say they're going to fire him because they paid him so much money. They got to pay him so much money. But he's on the hot seat, I believe.
I think we embarrass him in Neyland Stadium this year.
I do too. This one's tough. I mean, he's not done anything since Jameis Winston. 37-17 at Texas A&M with like the best of the best players. Just says you can say what you want to, but he's just buying them up. I mean, you can't take the national championship from him, but he's like one season away, in my opinion, from just falling out of the whole top 25, in my opinion. But we can leave him here for now. And now let's get to our old friend, Lane Kiffin, at number 13, Ole Miss.
This is where I get kicked off this podcast. I got Lane Kiffin as the 7th best coach in the country. I think he's the 3rd best in the SEC. I'd love to see what he could do at somewhere like Tennessee. But he's stuck at Ole Miss. I think he's a great offensive mind. He can recruit. He can talk. He can promote. I've been on the Lane train forever. I never fell off of it. I might have been upset for a while, but I was all on the Lane train.
So you said you have him 3rd in the SEC?
I have him 3rd best in the SEC.
So do you have him better than Heupel?
I do.
Wow, okay.
That's coming up soon. I have him number 7 overall.
Okay. Corbin?
I like Lane Kiffin. I'd put him top 10. I love Lane Kiffin. Let's rephrase that. He's a hell of a coach.
Yeah, I think Lane, he belongs around 10 or 11 for me. He's struggling with like the NIL just to get the money, but at the same time he's doing really good in the portal. But I think he's a great coach. I think he's going to have a good year this year. My heart, I don't think will ever heal from what he done, but
that's none of us will ever forget.
Nope. All right, number 12, Sonny Dykes, TCU.
The Cinderella story last year was TCU.
Yep.
Probably kept us from going to the playoffs. Sonny Dykes did a hell of a job down there last year. They got him at 12. I put him at number 10 just because of what have you done for me lately.
I'd move him back to, he's about right. Maybe one position back. He's not a bad coach. He's doing a hell of a job at TCU.
Yeah, it seems like he's either in the past it's like really good or really bad, but I'm gonna go top 10 just because he took his team to national championship in year number 1. He won 10 National Coach of the Year awards last year. They were finished like 7th in the Big 12 last year. So
he was just so positive all the time.
Yeah,
positive energy.
Yeah, so I think top 10 for Sonny. That's just my opinion.
The old horny fogs.
Number 11, James Franklin, Penn State.
I feel like this is about right for James Franklin. I put him at 12 overall. He done wonders at Candy, and at Penn State he's just kind of been there. And they're not dominated. They haven't gotten over the hump of Ohio State and Michigan. So 11, 12, I'm good with that.
I feel like James Franklin, Penn State's 1 or 2 steps away from competing with the Big Ten, like Big Ten championship.
But they're always 1 or 2 steps.
But they're right there.
For me, he's too high.
What?
Yeah,
there's no way, Luke.
His winning percentage is like 600.
No way.
I don't know. Just the schedule's really weak.
He won at Vanderbilt.
I don't know. The schedule's weak. He's had like 3, maybe 4 good years, but nothing special. I think I don't know. For me, between 15 and 20. I like Penn State, by the way. I have nothing against Penn State.
I'm a James Franklin believer.
Okay, number 10, Josh Heupel, Tennessee.
Who wants to go first?
He's outside the top 25. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I was about to say, last week you were in here just standing up and talking national championships, Corbin.
No, hey, Josh Heupel's our guy. He's done more for Tennessee football here the past 3 years or so than since Phillip Former. You could say Bush Jones, you could say Jeremy Pruitt. They did good things themselves. But Josh Heupel's got the recruits coming in. It's got us every ranking on the offense and the defense is way more than it's been since Phillip Former.
I got Josh Heupel number 8 nationally, number 4 in the SEC, just one step below Lane Kiffin, and it may only be because Lane Kiffin has to win over him, and I feel like Kiffin coached that game in a way that dictated how it went. Just all the injuries or the fake injuries or whatever we want to call it. That was all a coaching scheme, and I think we got the right man. There's no doubt in my mind. I love Josh Heupel. Tickled to death he's at Tennessee's. Got him number 8 right now, and I hope next year we can have him at number 5, number 4, maybe even higher, because we are going in the right direction, and there's no stopping us.
At first, I seen 10, and I was like, okay, this is probably fair, until I seen what's in front of him.
Lincoln Riley.
.742 winning percentage. He beats Alabama. He destroys LSU. He destroys Clemson in year 2 with the depleted roster. He beat 3 out of the 4 last national championships in one season.
Mm-hmm.
Always has a top 10 offense. Call me a homer, but the stats don't lie. Give me Josh Heupel at number 5.
Tennessee was one bad game away from a possible national championship berth.
Yep, and year number 2. You got to think, year number 1, he gave Alabama all they wanted down there until we just ran out of gas.
You know,
we went minus, 36, 38 players last year.
Met Coach Heupel at a local restaurant in Knoxville, and I walked up to him, and I shook his hand. I just looked him in the eye and said, thank you. And that's all I wanted to tell him was thank you.
I've got him at number 6, by the way.
Number 6?
Yeah.
There's another outlet I heard on the radio this morning, actually, that has him at number 5 as well, but I cannot remember who it was. Number 9, we've got Luke Fickell, Wisconsin.
How long's he been at Wisconsin?
This will be his first year.
First
First year?
I couldn't put a first-year coach in a new school in the top 10.
Yeah.
I rank him at number 13. The potential's there, but it's Wisconsin.
What happened to Wisconsin's other coach? Was he the one that kept getting sick? No, that was Minnesota's. Never mind, that was Minnesota's. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. we know so much about Minnesota football over here.
Wisconsin football, you know.
But Wisconsin's always good.
Crowds are awesome there.
The crowds are good. They're very good. Great talent developer, first year Wisconsin. So I don't think top 10 yet, but I could see 12 or 13 probably. Number 8. Kyle Whittingham, Utah.
They had one hell of a year last year.
1 year.
1 year, yep. I put him at number 9 just to see what they can do in the coming years. You know, Utah's always right there, and they always beat USC, so that should tell you about the other coach that we're going to talk about.
Maybe he can be the next Lane Kiffin. Who coached Utah before?
We're talking Pac-12 football again.
I have no idea.
It's like 04. Urban Meyer. I don't know. I can't believe I forgot that. It's Urban Meyer because I remember as a kid when Urban Meyer was so good, and I remember their coach left, and it was Urban Meyer. Yeah, he went on to pretty good things.
Completely forgot Urban Meyer was ever at Utah.
Yeah, I've got a.
He about won a championship with Utah, if I remember.
I don't remember him at Utah.
You don't remember Urban Meyer at Utah?
I don't. Okay, and next we've got Lincoln Riley at USC.
They got him at number 7. Lincoln Riley at USC at 7. I just hate USC. So, but you know what? I'm glad they hired Lincoln Riley. That way, get him out of Oklahoma, so he's not in the SEC. We'll see. I'm not sold.
That's the highest USC's going to be ranked all 7. I'll tell you all year. I'll tell you that.
The media's obsessed with them, so maybe at first they'll have them up there.
ESPN's going to be in love with them. They already are. So.
And they're joining the Big Ten now, so ESPN's about to be up their ass.
I mean, my question is, where did Lincoln leave to go to USC? Oklahoma. And why did he leave to go to USC? Because the SEC was calling, in my opinion. So Pac-12 ain't shit. He knew he could be all right there, and I don't know. I mean,
He Lane Kiffin to Oklahoma.
yeah. I mean, just take your candy ass. Like number 20 for me, honestly. Number 6, Ryan Day, Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like it.
Yeah. About where I got him at too. I got him at 6. That's where he should be.
I agree. I mean, if it wasn't for the Michigan losses, and he just totally blew the Georgia playoff game. God, he so close to being elite. I mean, if it's not for his horrible decision making, he's got a ring. Because I mean, I think they would have beat TCU.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I think 6 is okay for now, but I mean, like I said, he's a couple bad decisions away from, probably being like 3 or 4. Number 5, Brian Kelly, LSU.
Can't stand him. I got him at 11.
Person.
I ain't fired him yet.
Yeah.
I thought Orgeron was a better coach than Brian Kelly. He done good things at Notre Dame, but if I was an LSU Tiger fan, I would not be happy right now.
No, this what a horrible person. Man, he played no one at Notre Dame. People want to say that he won the SEC West. And who'd they beat? A 5-7 Auburn team, a 5-7 Texas A&M team, a 7-6 Arkansas team. I mean, they lost to Jimbo. And they're loaded, like they are loaded. No, put Brian Kelly around like 12 for me, and go grind on some more recruits with your Northern Cajun accent. Dabo, number 4, Clemson.
Dabo has been there. He's done that. He's got the rings. He's got the trophy. I like Dabo as the 3rd best coach in the country still. He had a down year last year. Of course, Tennessee got him. Tickled me to death. But Dabo will be back again. And he can talk the talk and walk the walk, and he's proven it.
I got Dabo as the 2nd best coach in the country.
Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, he's won championships.
Mm-hmm.
He's won all these games, had Clemson at the top for so long. And, he's just going to keep recruiting good. He's still going to keep competing. I still think Clemson's for the next few years, as long as Dabo's there, they're going to compete for the ACC every year, which will mean they compete for the NCAA tournament, which is what be an 18 playoff here in the next few years. So he'll definitely have a shot at it every year.
Yeah, I mean, he has 2 national titles. You can't take that away from him. I mean, is he on a downward trend? You can ask that, but as for now, I think 3 or 4 is fair for Dabo.
You know what Clemson doesn't like to see?
What?
Tennessee Orange.
Tennessee Orange. That's what we talked about in the last one too, because the Tennessee football beat them, baseball beat them, softball beat them. I mean, yeah, we basically won the ACC. I mean, we beat Duke. So, in my opinion, so far, Josh Heupel's better than Brian Kelly at 5. He's better than Lincoln Riley at 7. He's better than Kyle Whittingham at 8, and he's better than Luke Fickell at 9. Number 3, Jim Harbaugh, Michigan.
I got Harbaugh 4 right below Dabo, and there's no doubt he's a hell of a coach, but he's not won the big one yet. He's gotten close.
He has got close.
I got him at, let's see, I got him at 4. I like Jim Harbaugh.
You like Booger Boy?
Listen.
Do you remember that Booger Boy?
He's one that, yeah, I do remember it.
Denying picking his nose. They got him on camera.
He's one of only few coaches that can actually go to the NFL or college and compete for a championship or a Super Bowl in both. He's proved himself time and time again. And Michigan's going to compete like they always do. may win the Big Ten this year. May have to deal with them in the playoffs this year. But one thing about it, Jim's going to have him there. Plus, he recruits excellent.
Yeah, he's good coach. I don't know number 3. I don't know. This Michigan schedule is laughable, but I don't know. For me, maybe between 5 and 8. I don't know. I want to see so many of these coaches in the SEC though.
Right.
I want to see what they can do play an actual competition. But he did beat Ohio State 2 years in a row. Number 2, Nick Saban. Where's he coach at again?
52-49.
Yeah, Dixieland, Alabama.
Yeah.
A&M, the Bulldogs. FCS.
There's no denying he's probably the greatest college coach that we've ever seen, at least in our generation, our lifetimes. And hopefully he goes from 2 to about 22 in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I agree with that. You can't take anything from him. I mean, I wouldn't be upset if they had him and Kirby swapped, honestly. But if people's talking about him being on his way out, I'm not betting on it, but we'll see. I mean, I hope.
I've said on here he's on a downward trend, but that still don't mean
He's 73 years old.
I still think he's the number one. Until he retires, he's going to be number one. He can keep go down all he wants to. He's still going. He's done too much.
Right.
His legacy, like, we're lucky. I mean, we're not lucky because we had to go through it. But what he's done is history. 30 years from now, documentaries, movies, books, going to be waiting on what he done in this dynasty he's built.
Right. Yeah. He's amazing, and I don't know. I hope the NIL and stuff catching up with him. I mean, you see him crying about Josh Heupel's offense, saying it's unsafe for defenses, and crying about NIL.
He's the senile old man that's.
It's the game's passing his time.
I hope.
We hope.
I hope he's
said
one of
that
them
for 20
coaches
years.
that just refuse to give it up, and he just really runs himself.
Be like Vince McMahon in
Vince
WWE.
McMahon, yeah,
he'll be in the grave and he'll still be running the company.
Could you imagine Alabama going 7-6 for a couple of seasons,
yeah.
and they had to fire Nick Saban? How that would be?
Yeah, it would be awesome. And then Kirby Smart, Georgia, number 1. Can't argue it.
Until someone proves it otherwise,
Yeah.
he's number 1.
Until he's dethroned. I think they left out Pat Narduzzi at Pitt. I think he belonged. I don't like him that much, but I think Dave Clawson at Wake Forest should be included.
Still a wild card. What about Hugh Freeze at Auburn?
I think he's going to be in it very soon. Another bad person, but, man, he can coach. I think P.J. Fleck at Minnesota should have been put on the list too. Let us know in the comments if you agree, disagree with what we said. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, and make sure you find Corbin's OnlyFans. We want to thank
it out.
Taylor Jones
Check
with
it
Big
out.
Orange Concrete Pumping, and we'll be right back with Start Bench Cut. Big Orange Concrete Pumping. They can accommodate any residential or commercial concrete project that you may have in mind. They have one of the biggest line pumps in the state. They take a lot of pride in their work, and they're waiting on your phone call today. Their number is 865-371-3367. Whether you're pumping noise and kneeling or pumping concrete, make sure you roll with the Big Orange. That's Big Orange Concrete Pumping, 865-371-3367.